What's going on, YouTube? Before I get into this video, man, y'all make sure y'all go like, comment down below what movie y'all want to see me review next, share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. But this next movie I'm about to get into, man, All Eyes on Me. Now, this movie came out in 2017. It stars Demetrius Shipp Jr. He's playing the role of Tupac Shakur. Now, this movie is about Tupac's life. Even though it was short, this man, he accomplished so much in like a short period of time. It's actually crazy to think about what this dude did with his lifespan. Like, it's like Tupac was living like 10 different lives, and to lose your life so young, it really makes you sit back and think, what are you doing with your life? Like, when I watched this movie, I know a lot of people was like trying to bash the actor Demetrius Shipp Jr. because they're like, oh, he didn't do this like Pac, or he didn't. Like, do you know how hard it is to actually embody Tupac? This man was like 15 different people at one time. Like, all I feel like you just get a dude that look like him. He bald-headed. He kind of got his mannerisms, and just write a script and go with it, because you not finna find nobody like Tupac Shakur. It's like virtually impossible. So I felt like he did a good job. This man, you could tell he tried, and it ain't like you could have found any actor. People would have had something negative to say. Like, it's not like a movie where you could find a good actor to go with him. Like, Tupac was just so, it's like overwhelmingly too much to ask somebody to try to embody this dude. But a lot of things that happened in the background, majority of stuff I knew about Tupac already, but like Jada Pinkett, I didn't really know like how deep their friendship was. I thought they just went to school together, or I just thought like they were, I knew they was tight, but I didn't know like how deep their friendship was. And I know, like, she said Will Smith would just be jealous of like how her friendship was with Tupac. But I mean, like, I would too. Like, if you my girl and you tight with this dude, you gonna think something up. But that just let you know like Tupac was the man back then. But it's basically like how where his roots was from. Like, I didn't know like this dude was like really doing acting in high school, and like his mom was on drugs, and how like his family was rooted in the Black Panther movement. I knew that, but I didn't know like how deep it was. Like, so when people see this dude being militant and going on rants and on rampages, like, you gotta understand that stuff was in his blood. That stuff was already embodied in him. So he was gonna be something. Even if Tupac wasn't no rapper or he wasn't an actor, like I'm saying, he was like 50 different people, but you knew this dude was born to be great just because of how his mama raised him and where he come from. Like, she was pregnant with him when she was in prison. So he already was going to be a beast. If he was just a straight gangster, like, he was going to be a beast at something just because, like he said, he arose that group from the concrete. Like, this dude really came from nothing. And how he just started like hanging around Digital Underground as a backup dancer, and he eventually was trying to like veer off from them. It wasn't like no hard feelings or nothing, but like bruh just had a lot he needed to say. He had a lot on his mind. He been through so much, and he seen so much at such a young age. He wanted to like share that with the world. So it's a scene on here where he's in the studio, and like a dude, he got like something wrong, and Tupac just kept like getting onto him, like yelling at him, and he was like, no, we're gonna do this till we get it right. Like, he was a perfectionist at what he was doing. And I hear a lot of stories about Tupac, like he was really like that in real life. Like, if you was in the studio with him and you was on some other stuff, he would cuss you out or kick you out. Like, this man did not play about his craft, and that's why we still talk about him to this day. That's why he has a movie. Like, it's a lot of people that be rapping and doing stuff and they don't take it serious, and then wonder why they not going nowhere. Like, this man really was passionate about what he was doing. And I'm not gonna lie, he had like the high top fade when he first started off, but everybody know when he cut that hair off when he was bald, like, that's the Tupac we know and love today. But he really was dealing with so much like out of the public eye. Like, Do you know you got to have like some real nuts about yourself to shoot 2 police officers? Even though I don't think he knew they was off duty, like Tupac was a real man. Like he sees somebody getting harassed that he don't even know, and he pulls his gun out and shoots them. Like, do you know what type of mentality you got to have just to see somebody getting harassed and you shoot them? Nowadays, if somebody let somebody be harassing me, people gonna pull their phone out and be, look at him over there. Like, you're not finna do nothing like that. Like, this man that's why I really respect this dude. It's not a lot of rappers who I can say I respect. Like, watching this man real life story, I see why a lot of people respect him, and I see why a lot of people fear him. Because Tupac, bruh, he wasn't nobody to play with. It ain't even about being scared of the man. You just knew he was about his business. Like, Tupac was not nobody to play with. And like, even when the Biggie situation popped off, everybody know hit him up. Like, when somebody going like that with that type of anger and rage, like, that's probably why Biggie didn't respond. But I'm just like, this man really was like about that and didn't care about dying. Like he said, 5 shots couldn't drop me. I took it and smiled. Like, if you get shot 5 times, bro, you up out of here. Like, this nigga was just built different. And one thing I love about this movie, even though people was like bashing bruh for his acting, I mean, this was like his first big movie role. Man, you can't lie and say if you actually watch this movie. I'm talking to the people that actually watched it. If you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. But if you watch this movie, you can't tell me you didn't think this was Tupac at least one time. Like, bruh look exactly like him. They look identical. And a funny thing, I seen an interview with him, and he was like, his daddy was around, or he worked for Tupac back in the day, or he was around Tupac back in the day. I said, see, you shouldn't have said this on national TV, because if your daddy worked around Tupac Shakur around this time, and your mama and daddy was together around this time, you might need to go get a DNA test, because you look a little too much like this man, and your daddy was working around him. That's just, as soon as he said that, I said, wait a minute, what? Like, that's crazy. And you come out looking more like Tupac than your daddy. That's just my opinion, though. But I'm not gonna lie, it was real deep, like the prison scenes where his mama was coming to visit him, and like she was trying to touch him, in the prison guards. It's a black prison guard, Uncle Tom type nigga. He telling him like, don't touch, you can't touch the inmates. She in here trying to see her son. And I can understand Tupac's frustration. Like, you get shot up, you get accused of rape, you feel like the whole world against you. Your back just against the wall. And you see basically like your only option, Suge Knight. Death Row is running the game. They got Dre, they got Snoop, they got Corrupt, they got everybody. Like, they running it without you. And he come in there and he say, bruh, you come to Death Row, man, we up out of here. And I say this was the equivalent to like Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. Death Row was already dominating. When Tupac signed that deal and he got up out of that prison, and that's probably my favorite scene on this movie, when he get released from prison and he get off that jet with that Versace on, and he go to the studio and they shoot that California Love. I'm like, bro, you can't tell me that nigga didn't feel good, bro. Cause like, bro, I was just shackled up in prison, and now I'm in the studio with Dr. Dre. But I ain't gonna lie, him going to Death Row ultimately led to his demise. Cause I mean, it was just like a dangerous situation. California is already dangerous, but it just, I feel like if he didn't sign to Death Row, he probably would still be alive right now. And it's just ironic. The label at the time is named Death Row that you died on. And it's a rumor going around that Tupac was trying to just drop as many albums as he could to get out of that contract with them so he could do his own thing. I'm not finna get into all the theories and is he still alive? I don't know. I do feel like Tupac is really gone. I know his fans want to hold on to him, but I do feel like he's really gone, because this man had a big mouth, and I don't think he could have kept his mouth closed this long. But I do feel like the man that portrayed him in this movie, Demetrius Shipp Jr., he did his, in my opinion, he did his thing, and he deserved everything he got after this movie. But All Eyes on Me, starring Demetrius Shipp Jr. And rest in peace to Tupac Shakur. I'm gone.